Yo, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Garrett. Just wanted to do a regular video do a regular video today. Yeah, I know it's like 9 o'clock in the morning down here in Pittsburgh where I live. Down here in Pittsburgh where I live, and just wanted to, like I said, just wanted to say to some of the newer subscribers that's subscribed. Subscribe to my page and watch my videos, and that's a member of my channel now. I want to thank you guys for. I want to thank some of the new people who subscribe to my channel for doing that and showing me the love and support and everything. And especially if you're a gamer, yeah, thank you for coming by and supporting and loving my page and everything. Hope you guys continue to enjoy. And like I said, I will be doing more and more videos, and I'll be doing more and more videos of gaming and things like that. Cause like I said, most people know who's watched my page and my videos, and that's on my channel is already aware of what I have and the things I like to do, and that I am a gamer myself. Especially, I'm an old school gamer. I don't really care too much about the newer stuff, the newer systems and the newer games that they make and everything, because playing the new games and stuff like that, it just doesn't feel the same to me. It just doesn't feel the same like it was when I was a kid. Back when I was a kid playing the old video games and stuff back in the '90s. When like I said, when I was a kid back in the '90s and everything, and it just doesn't feel the same, and just feels weird. So I just decided to stick and go back to the old school games. And like I said, I had played PS3 and I have played the Xbox 360. The issues with the Xbox 360 was when I had it was that I was getting two or three red rings, and I was getting too many red rings, and that's the main reason why I started going back to the old school games and the games that I used to play. And I remember back in 2015, I did play PS3 over my girlfriend mom's house when she had one. I think it was her and her brothers that had the PS3. Game I played for it was Twisted Metal, and I looked at the gameplay of that game. And yeah, Twisted Metal is a good game. It was a good game ever since it came out for the first PlayStation 1. I looked at the back of it. I looked at the gameplay on YouTube, and the graphics look so nice. It looks so real, and also I was seeing that there were pedestrians in that game too. I'm thinking, oh, you could run over pedestrians, you could shoot them, you can do this, that. Wow, okay. I'll have to get this game or something. I'll have to check this game out. So me and my girl rented the game from Giant Eagle, from that little red box machine that they have nowadays at Giant Eagle, where you could just rent new movies, rent new games for the game systems and everything. And just figured, okay, I guess I'll do Twisted Metal. And then we played some other games that was already on the system. I can't remember what, but this was back in 2015. But but yeah, that's like I said, that's the main reason why I don't really play the new systems anymore, because it seems like they have more issues than they have like too many and more issues than the old systems probably had. And like I said, just not the same. It's not part of my childhood. And and if you ask me, like for instance, like the remakes of the game, like making remakes and newer, remakes of games for those systems. And like for instance, like Sonic is a great game. Sonic has always been a great game for Genesis. And if you ask me what game and who is the face of Genesis, and I'll tell you who. And like I said, I basically just said it. My opinion, who is the face of Sega Genesis, is Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'll tell you why that is, why I think that, and why that's my opinion. Because number one, I think because think about it. Number one, back when Sega Genesis came out, if you got the if you bought the Sega Genesis Model 1, okay, you get a some of them. I don't know if it was all of them, but if you get a free game, they put in a free game in that box, and there was only one free game in there that they put in that box. What was that free game? Sonic the Hedgehog was that free game that they put in the box for you. Now they probably didn't do that with all. They probably didn't put that in. They probably didn't put every one free game in every just Sega Genesis box, but I've seen it happen before. I've seen it on videos, and like I said, Sonic 1 was like the game was a free game that they put in that Sega Genesis model box. And I think when Sonic 2 came out a few years after that, they put Sonic 2 as a free game in that box too. But then the rest of the games that you wanted, you had to go out and buy. Well, when I first played Sonic, like I said, I found it to be an interesting and amazing game, and I still do up until this day. But what they're doing nowadays, they're making. I seen the remake of that game, like Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and like the newer Sonics for these new systems. To me, I look at it and I'm thinking like, so what? Because so what? Because to me, like it doesn't look as good like the old classic stuff. It doesn't look as good like the old classics for Sega Genesis wise. And just like another disappointment is like they tried to make a mini Sega Genesis the Act game called the Sega Genesis Act game. I looked at that and I looked at that on YouTube. I looked at the gameplays and everything. I found it to be a disappointment because number one, the music and the audio was so off, and number two, um, I was expecting that maybe they would put every single game, like a lot of games on that system, like every single game that was made for Genesis. I thought that they were gonna put like all the games on there, all the games that was made for Genesis, and all the games that people have played. I thought that every single game was gonna be on all of them, but it turned out it wasn't. I mean, yeah, they put the main stuff they put on there. They put the couple of they put the Sonic games on there. What else did they put on there? They put the Streets of Rage games on there. Streets of Rage is a good game. Don't get me wrong. I like Streets of Rage. And just like speaking of Streets of Rage, I'm surprised. When my boy Dr. Josh, the real gamer, told me about the remake of that game, I was surprised. I was shocked. I'm like, what? After all these years, they making a remake of that game? Wow. Whole new world, obviously, so it's a small world. But besides that, where's Earthworm Jim? Where's the Power Ranger games? Where's Terminator? Where's this game? Where's that game? Where's the where's they only put certain amount of games on there that was probably real good for Sega, and like the rest of them just looked like they were just older games that just didn't seem to interest me. So that's why if I continue to play Sega, I'm sticking with the regular version. And it don't matter what model I have. I have Model 3, but it's still the regular version. It's still the regular Genesis version with the great sound with the better and the right audio and music to every game that was made on there. And like I said, it just fits me and it fits my childhood. And what else I'm gonna say? And also, I'm also kind of debating to myself, like, okay, if I do another stream, hopefully today or hopefully maybe tomorrow, I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do, but am I gonna stream on Genesis or am I gonna stream on GameCube? And the reason why I'm debating on that because I ordered another game for GameCube that I ordered, and if I don't play it today, I'm more than likely gonna play it tomorrow. But hold on, give me a second, y'all. I'll show you what game that I ordered, and I already told Dr. Josh, the real gamer, that I have ordered it, and for GameCube, and here it is. Bloody Roar Primary Fury. Now this game, now he told me that this game was a really good game. I looked at it on YouTube. I looked at the graphics look good, the fighting looked good. It's kind of like Tekken. It looks to me more like Tekken. But like I said, I figured, okay, I'll take it. I'll order it because it just happens to be. It just looks so good. It happens to be a good game. They bleed on there. You could transform into animals, and like I said, I just found it a lot. I found it a lot interesting. But if I do another gaming today, what am I gonna stream? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna do Sega Genesis or am I gonna do GameCube? I'm thinking about it for a minute, and if I do another stream, if I do another video or stream tonight, what's it gonna be? Well, my answer is gonna obviously gonna be Sega Genesis, and I'll tell you what. I'll tell you why that is. Because number one, when I woke up early this morning, even though I just finished up eating a little breakfast and I was, getting stretched and loosened up before I started lifting, hitting the weights, before I started lifting and doing my other workouts. In my mind, when I was just playing Genesis last night, it was just in my mind. It was just in my mind, like some of the games that I was playing and basically just takes me back to my childhood. So my mind is still saying Sega Genesis, Sega Genesis. So I just do what my mind and my heart desires, that what it is that I want to play and what it is that I want to do and how I want to do things. So I'll tell y'all something else. In case of some of you guys who watched and viewed my last regular video, I did mention a long time ago, long time ago, when I was a kid playing Sega Genesis or just video games, regardless. I was all I didn't realize it at the time, but my mom told me. But I was just sitting there playing. I was sitting there playing and playing it all day, and I was sitting too close to the TV, and that kind of made me dizzy and kind of made me feel sick, and I had a seizure. Then I think I had to go to the hospital because of that. So yeah, when I did have that seizure and I had to go to the hospital for being too close to the TV and playing Sega all day. Well, what else surprised me? Another thing that I really found interesting at the hospital was, guess what else? Guess what they had? They had a game system there. A Nintendo 64 at that hospital. Yes, I said it, a Nintendo 64. What games did I remember playing for it? There were two games. One was the Super Mario 64, and the other game was Super Mario. It was Mario Go Kart Racing 64. Those are the two games I remember playing there that they had. It was on this TV that was on like a pushing wagon where they would push it into your room. You plug it in, and I was just sitting there in my bed just playing that. I was just sitting there playing Nintendo 64. Those two games and two games only, until my mom told me it was time for me. It was time to turn that off and for me to get some rest. So yeah, that was pretty much the best thing. That was pretty much the best part about being laying in the hospital. I mean, just being there for real. I mean, kept me entertained, kept me, gave me something to do. And like I said, every chance I got, I would just turn it on. I would just play it. I would just play it again and again. So then when I did get out of the hospital and I went back home, well, I think the controllers were taken and put in I think my dad had taken the controllers away, and then he rolled them up and put them up somewhere. I didn't know where they were, so I couldn't really play so I really couldn't play Sega. I really couldn't play anything. But then I remember one point where I forgot he had one, but my dad had the Genesis arcade stick control that I realized something. He had it at the top shelf up in the closet. So I sat there to myself. I looked at the TV, I looked at the Genesis, and then I looked at the closet. So as a kid, I went over to the closet. I opened the door, and I saw he had that that arcade joystick for the Genesis. So I pulled it down. I pulled it down, and then opened it, and I plugged it in my Genesis. So the first game I put in there was Sonic the Hedgehog. So I put it on channel 4. I turned the Genesis on, and I was playing it for a little bit. Then till he caught me. Then I was playing Sonic 1 for Genesis using the arcade stick until I guess he walked out until he caught me playing it. Then I don't remember what he said or did, but I had to turn it off, and then I think he just took it. He just took it away, and he hid it someplace else. So, and then also, yeah, back that time, yeah, I remember I did also have I did have a regular NES, but I think it died or something happened to it. We didn't have it no longer before I had the seizure. Before I had the seizure and everything, that's also the other system we had. But then also later on, then a few years after that, I had a Super Nintendo. Me and my dad, he went. I don't know. I can't remember what store he went to. It might have been Toys R Us or something. But he walked out of there with a Super Nintendo box, with a big Super Nintendo box. So he purchased the Super Nintendo. So hooked it up in the living room, and I remember the first two games we had for that game was it was the All Star Super Mario games, basically with all the Mario games that was made for the regular NES. And then the second game was Donkey Kong Country, and that was a good game. That was also my little brother's favorite game of all time, Donkey Kong Country. It was a good game. Third game I remember my dad bought for himself. It was basically Madden '94, I believe. It was Madden '94. So we started off. We started off with three games for that, which was better than nothing. Which was better than nothing because you have a system, you got to have some games and controllers for it. So it was better than nothing. So mainly I was just playing the Mario games because Super Mario is a good game too. And my opinion about that is, who do I think the face of Nintendo is? The face of Nintendo is Super Mario because Super Mario because I think that is the main game that people started playing for that system before they started playing anything else. Or I don't know how that worked, but I just look at that as, hey, Super Mario is the face of Nintendo and Sonic the Hedgehog is the face of Sega. So that's those are my personal opinions. Those are my personal opinions when it comes to those games, and then when it comes to those systems. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe my opinion's not. People will always have a second opinion about things, but that's just the way I look at it when I look at those systems, and when I play them. That's just how I feel and think about it. So I remember there was a time I had a time limit on being on the Super Nintendo. That my dad basically did the same thing at some point. My mom probably said something to him about it, but my dad wound up hitting the Super Nintendo controllers too. Uh, yeah, he hit the Super Nintendo controls too. Basically back then, I guess because after the seizure and everything, my mom's didn't really want me playing video games all like that, and didn't really want me playing, too long and everything, which I guess I got, but it didn't stop me from being a gamer. I remember when there was times my dad brought the two Super Nintendo controllers out there when I was just sitting there watching TV or watching the movie. I remember he brought the Super Nintendo controllers out. I was so hyped up when I saw him come out of his bedroom with the two Super Nintendo controllers. I was so hyped up. And I remember the one Super Nintendo controller I had. One was a regular one with the purple buttons, and the other one was like a colored. Was a I could have sworn we had it, but I think we had. I had the other. We had another controller with the color buttons, different color buttons. But overall, I think it was just regular one. But I was so hyped when he brought that out, and I would just first game I'll be putting in was the Mario All Star games. And then we played Donkey Kong after that, and Like I said, I didn't play as long like I was playing Sega Genesis, because of my health and everything. But like I said, it didn't stop me from being a gamer. We went through a store. If we went through a store, depending on what store we went to, if I saw a game, I'd go up to it and play it. If we went over somebody's house and they had a video game over there, whether if it was a Genesis or an N64, PlayStation 1, I would have, as addicted as I would have been like, "Oh, can I play? I want to play. I want to play. Can I play? Can I play? Can I play?" I'll just be sitting there watching, and I would play too. So it never stopped me at all from being a gamer, and whether what my mom had said or did or not, it didn't stop me from being a gamer. And up until this day, I am a gamer. Gaming is one of my hobbies, and it always will be. Cause once you start playing video games, you like it. You're gonna you're gonna want to buy more games for your systems, and once a gamer, always a gamer. But yeah, Sega Genesis, yeah, it's a great system of all. It's one of the greatest systems of all times. Maybe old school and everything, but like I said, all the systems that came, Sega Genesis was one of the systems that came out way before the newer ones came out, before the companies just started, screwing things up, and especially when they made the mini Sega Genesis, which did not look good at all to me. And the least they could have did was, made sure the audio and music was on point to the games, and they could have put every single Genesis game that they made for Genesis a long time ago on the system. Those are the few least things they could have done, but they didn't do it. So that's why I look at the Sega Genesis Mini at game as a disappointment. And they just spending these companies, like, they spending way too much money making these new Sonic games and stuff. Like, what they don't know is the Sega company that made the Genesis games and the system, they making that look bad. They making it look like, oh, Sega sucks nowadays because of what they doing. But I don't think Sega sucks. The only Sega games that I like, really, Genesis is the great game, like I just said, and Dreamcast was a good Sega console. That's why I bought a Dreamcast as well, because those are the two only Sega consoles that I like and that I find the best, honestly. And as far as the Sega CD goes and the Sega 3X, whatever you call it, goes, and the rest of the Sega consoles that were made, like I said, I looked at them and they sucked. So that's why I never purchased them. The graphics look bad on all the, on the gameplays, and just didn't sit right with me. Just didn't fit with me. But that's why I never bought it. That's why I never played it, and that's why I would never buy it. So it's like, hey, if they don't look good, don't waste your money. But I ordered I ordered two games today. I ordered one game for Genesis, and I ordered another one game for GameCube today. Just ordered that a few minutes, like, earlier this morning. When they get here, I'll tell you what they are, and definitely tell you, definitely tell you, Dr. Josh, because it's one of the games that I seen you playing. So I seen you playing it, and I found it to be an interesting game, but we'll keep that as a surprise when they get here. So, but yeah, just I didn't care what my mom had said. I didn't care what anybody said or thought, but it didn't stop me from being a gamer, and I will always continue to be a gamer. And doing all these live stream videos, and having the people that subscribe me, and giving me the love and support and everything. Like I said, it just makes things great, and build my gaming knowledge and my gaming experience and everything. You know, you know, it's making those things go up higher and higher and higher above and at the top of the charts because you know the love and support I got for this from you guys who watch my videos and those who's on my channel and those that subscribe to me. And like I said, especially those you guys that are old school gamers, like for instance my boy, the main person who's always the first to be in my live stream, you know, until something comes up and he has to leave. The main person is Dr. Josh the Real Gamer is the main is the main person because yeah, he's an old school gamer. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. He does a great job on doing comparisons to certain games that was made for Genesis and Nintendo, and he always has a good opinion. So Dr. Josh the Real Gamer, you know, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I'm glad that I met you. I'm glad that I have you, that I seen your videos and that, you know, I'm a part of your channel and you're a part of mine. So I mentioned it yesterday, you know, you guys got to check him out. Dr. Josh, the Real Gamer. Check him out, subscribe to his page and watch his videos because he got some really great videos. He really does. And then second person that I found that had some really good videos and a good gaming is Brian Trusty. He's a great dude as well. His sign and the symbol of his sign, it says Trusty. He got that Sega Genesis sign as Trusty. So, but he has good games and he has a good channel and he's a great dude. Brian Trusty is another one. And third person that I found, she had some interesting videos and interesting games as well, is One Up Woman. So like and subscribe to her page and watch her videos because she has good videos too. So, and then like, you know, for the rest of the subscribers out there, like I said, I want to thank you guys for being a part of my channel, for taking the time to check my video, to watch my videos and check my channel out, and you know, liking and subscribing my page. And like I said, I just hope you guys are enjoying it because, like I said, I'm always going to be a gamer for life, and gaming is a good hobby of mine, and gaming is one of my favorite things to do when I'm done working out and when I'm off of work and when I don't have nothing else to do. So gaming just happens to be on my list, and it always will be. So so that is my true feelings on what I think about you subscribers who subscribe to my page, and me gaming. And like I said, and if I do another video today, I'll try to see the best. I'll try to do the best I can do and see what I can do, because I will have to make a run later on today, because I'm probably gonna go to my mom's house for a little bit. You know, to see her and my grandma. I haven't seen them for a while, and two, I gotta grab my tomorrow Saturday, after I hit the gym and everything. I'm gonna go out and renew my license early. I know I don't have to do it for another 3 months, but I'm gonna try. I'm looking to get that renewed done in early and soon as possible. Before we get more and more snow, before the weather starts getting really really bad, because down here in Pittsburgh, it is winter time and it is cold, and we have been getting light snow. So I just want to get those things done, and get the renewal forms, get the renewal camera card, that was mailed down to her before the weather gets bad. So that's pretty much what I'll be doing. So if I get the time today, I could probably do another video, another stream, and if I do, it'll more likely be Sega Genesis, and hopefully tomorrow, if I could do another video, do another gaming, it'll probably be GameCube tomorrow. So I'll see what I can do, but I'll definitely try and get to those. But other than that, though, I want to thank, like I said, once again, I want to thank all the subscribers who's part of my channel and who subscribed to my page and who's watched my videos and liked them. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And like I said, for the few of the newer subscribers that joined that subbed to my page and liked what they seen and everything and enjoyed. Hope you guys really did enjoy them. And welcome to my channel, y'all. For everybody. Welcome to my channel, everybody, and especially for the newer people who subscribe to my page. I want to say welcome, and you guys have a good day, and hopefully I will be able to do a video today and maybe tomorrow or something. But like I said, just keep your eyes, ears, and open for me. I'll do the best that I can. So, all right, but otherwise, thank you guys for your time, and this is your boy Garrett, and y'all take it easy. Peace.